What up? You know what time it is. So tonight I get to install some parts on HOSS. We've got some BMR goodies that we have collected up over a little bit of time. Speaking of time, you gotta make it. If you can't get it, you gotta figure it out how to do it somehow. Families, jobs, it all, you know, babies, it's all crazy. So I get to break away at night and do some things in the shop. We're gonna install our BMR Extreme Duty Torque Arm. Beefy. It's the best one they make. I'll tell you a little bit more about these in greater detail later as we go along. And then I have the BMR subframe connectors, which again, square tube steel, powder coated, real nice. Everything bolts on. They do make a weld on version, but I like the simplicity of bolt on stuff. Plus, not everybody can weld. And then this for the torque arm, this goes in between the subframe connectors I just showed you, and the torque arm, the front of it bolts right there. And then these ends, they go on the end of the subframe connectors. The subframe connectors from BMR are gonna strengthen the chassis. It's gonna make it really stiff. The weird flex about them is that there's no flex in the chassis. The Extreme Duty Torque Arm replaces the stock soda can junk that's in there and gives you a lot more rigidity between your diff, and it lets you adjust your angle because you have heim joints right there. So you have a lot of adjustability there. You know, 1 to 3 degrees is what they say you want to be at. We're gonna fine tune everything as we go, but let's talk more action. Let's put some stuff together. Here is like a mock-up on the ground of what everything will look like under the car. This is your driver side front, passenger side front, passenger side rear, driver side rear, your differential mount right there. And I may or may not have that upside down, but we'll figure it out as I go. And then you have your brace there where everything connects. And check this out. I mean, they're not playing when they say extreme duty. I don't think we'll have any issues at all once this is all fitted up.
I'm just trying to see if maybe we are doing jack stands wrong, you know what I mean? Because we're not taking these out. We want them to stay where they are. Because all we're doing is sliding over them. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, we're sliding right over the little pocket.
Right, so we want these arms to stay right where they are. You know, so I think it'll come out like this. Hopefully, you know, we still have the shocks that are holding the rear end. You know what I mean? So it's not like there's nothing holding.
Yeah, it's gonna do something.
Yeah.
I mean, all we have to do is support the diff underneath. I mean, we're kind of doing that with the arms right here anyway. These lower control arms from the rear end bolt to the body right here with some 18s. I gotta bust those off, and I don't know if they've ever been off, so it's probably gonna be a lot of fun. So let's try it out. Whew. You gotta put the big boy arms on. Holy moly. Uh-oh. I hate those sounds. It came with new bolts though, so we won't ever have to use these again. We'll probably put a little Loctite on them though, just to be safe. There we go.
Perfect.
A few moments later.
So, as you're taking that out, in case you run into it, because this was, I hated it. Bolt was like twisted in like this. So, you get your little pry bar or whatever, and pry against the control arm. Because what happened was the bolt was like this. Okay, so it was binding up. So by prying like this, like, you know, pushing the control arm back, I was able to get it straightened out and pull the bolt out. So that's a little tip of the day. There you go. So now I get to put on the subframe connector. Well, there's 3 sets of holes, so you gotta play a little game with it. What I found was easier is if I just push the axle back a little bit, that'll allow me to line everything up. So we're gonna go for it here. One take Jake, right? There. Get my bolt started, kind of sort of there. Use my head to push on that. And there we go. There we go. Whoops. Went too high with the control arm. Come down a little bit. Pull out my bolt, line it all up again. Real close. I just gotta move the control arm now. Boom. Is it the control? Yeah, it's the control arm. So I need to push on it some more or something?
I mean, it's sticking through the hole. There you go. That's it.
There we go. All right, so I've got the BMR Extreme Duty torque arm up here, and there's a little problem. I lost the bolts when I moved from the previous shop to this shop. Somehow they got lost, but that's okay. I can call BMR and they can send me some pretty quickly. They're in Florida, so am I, so it'll work out perfect. But there's one other goodie that I was saving best for last to show you. So give me 1 second, let me get out underneath here and we'll go take a look at that. So this is the goodie I wanted to show you. I'm gonna put it in the car here in a second, but TIC Performance makes this adapter and Tilton makes the master cylinder. And then you have this adjustable rod here so you can adjust your pedal height and the friction. It has a -3 AN fitting on the back, which I'm gonna use to make a special line to go to the BMW transmission. I needed a new one anyway. The one I had in the car was weak, and this is nice. And it even's used, but you can save money. But I'm excited and happy to have it, so let's go install it. So behind this Medusa of wires that we cut, because we don't need that, we're gonna run a special harness. We're gonna make our own. You have your two 13s back there for the clutch, here and there. Go. Just like that. I gotta undo this little guy up here. That little cotter pin. Where's it at? I gotta undo that guy. There it goes. There it is. That little guy. There we go. Junk. I got that reservoir snaked up that way, so I'm just gonna see how I can snake this thing up in there, manipulate it around somehow, some way. No, not gonna happen. I should go over. What I need to do is go over with the reservoir, go over the top. And that's the way I'll go with the thing there. There we go. And so it's slid up. Get this in there. Bada bing, bada boom. And then now I can readjust my grip somehow. And my arms, I got T-Rex syndrome. My arms are too short. So there's our new TIC clutch master cylinder. And we're all ready to go with that. Just gotta hook up our -3 line that we'll have to fabricate to go to the BMW trans. So there you have it. I installed the BMR subframe connectors. I installed most of the torque arm because I lost my bolts and that happens. And I installed the TIC clutch master cylinder in the car. That thing was really nice, but I'm out of parts and I'm out of time. So what do you think this thing's gonna get gas mileage wise? Do you think I'm gonna get NASCAR gas mileage if I keep it in the boost, or do you think I'm gonna get grandma gas mileage right around in the Honda? You know what I mean? Let me know in the comments below, but with that being said, we'll see you next time.